If you operate a service business with a CRM, you're sitting on between $40,000 and $80,000 in dead leads right now. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to find that money, do the math, and decide whether it's worth recovering. Spoiler, it almost always is. Service businesses across the United States have an unusual asset on their balance sheets. It doesn't show up in accounting. It's not depreciated, it's not insured, but it's there in the CRM. The dead lead pile. I'm Craig Frazier. I run Apex AI. We help small businesses across 13 verticals stop losing money to slow lead response, missed calls, and yes, dead leads in the CRM. Today's video focuses on the dead lead problem because most operators don't realize how big it is. Open your CRM right now, go to the contacts list, sort by last activity date, scroll down to anything older than 90 days that hasn't had a touch since, count those contacts. For most small service businesses, that count is somewhere between 800 and 5,000. Each one of those contacts was a real lead at some point. They filled out a form, they called your phone, they emailed asking about service, they were interested. Then something happened. Maybe you didn't follow up fast enough. Maybe you sent one email and got no response and gave up. Maybe their timing wasn't right and they planned to come back but never did. That pile is your dead lead asset, and it has measurable value. The math. Industry data on lead reactivation is consistent. Properly nurtured cold leads have a reactivation rate between 8 and 12%. Even with minimal effort, like a basic 3-touch text and email sequence, you can reactivate around 4 to 6% of dead leads. Take a conservative example, 1,500 dead leads. 5% reactivation rate equals 75 reactivated conversations. Of those, maybe 50% close as actual customers because they were warm at one point. That's 38 closed sales from leads you already paid to acquire. At an average ticket of $500 in home services, that's $19,000 from one revival campaign. At a higher ticket of $2,000, like roofing or specialized service, you're at $76,000. From a database that was sitting there doing nothing. Now here's where most operators leave money on the table. They never run the campaign, or they run it once and stop. Dead leads aren't actually dead. They're paused. People's lives change. The HVAC company they were going to use went out of business. They moved into a new house. Their kids moved out. The need came back. They just don't think about you anymore. The fix is simple. Build a dead lead revival sequence. 5 touches over 14 days. Mix of text and email. Offer something valuable. A free assessment, a seasonal promotion, a useful piece of content related to their original interest. Each touch is short, personal in tone, and ends with a clear way to respond. Most operators won't build this because the work feels low priority. There's always something more urgent. New leads come in and demand attention. Existing customers need service. The dead lead pile sits there all year producing zero revenue while you scramble to find new sources of business. The math is offensive when you actually run it. If your dead lead pile produces $30,000 to $80,000 in new revenue per year and the work to build the revival sequence takes maybe 20 hours, you're looking at one of the highest leverage activities a small business owner can spend a weekend on. If you want to see the exact sequence I deploy for clients, my service, Apex Nurture Flow, handles this automatically. Link in the description. There's a self-service demo where you give us a sample lead profile and we generate a custom 5-touch sequence for your business in real time. No sales call required. Subscribe for more videos that turn invisible problems into measurable money. See you next week.